In 1388, on the far edge of the Mongolian steppe, the Battle of Buir Lake broke the power of the Northern Yuan and ended their chance to wage imperial war against the Ming. Though the dynasty remained in name and raids continued, the dream of restoring the Mongol Empire was dealt a major fatal blow. But how did it come to this? What brought down the last great Khan in China? Before we continue, if you enjoy historical videos like this, like and subscribe for more. By the mid-14th century, the Mongol grip on China was weakening. The once mighty Yuan Dynasty, heirs of Genghis Khan, had begun to collapse under the pressure of economic decline, natural disasters, and mass uprisings. A century of rule was crumbling. The greatest blow came in 1344. The Yellow River, long feared and also known as China's sorrow, changed course. For centuries, Chinese dynasties had battled its floods with dikes, canals, and massive labor projects. But this time, their efforts failed. The river burst through its banks, surged into new channels, and flooded vast stretches of farmland across south of Shandong. Entire villages were swept away. Fields turned to swamps. Millions were displaced. The carefully managed irrigation systems that supported grain production were destroyed overnight. The court struggled to respond. As famine spread, people starved. The imperial government's relief efforts failed, crippled by corruption and inefficiency. As the empire weakened, so did its economy. Desperate for funds, the court flooded the economy with paper money. Prices soared, and the value of currency collapsed. People lost trust in the currency and markets collapsed. And the economy fell into ruin. Rebellion spread like wildfire. Among them rose the Red Turbans, a militant movement calling for the downfall of the Mongols and the return of Han Chinese rule. Out of the chaos rose Zhu Yuanzhang, once a poor monk, now a powerful rebel leader. He overcame rival factions within the Red Turban movement, marched north, and in 1368 captured the Mongol capital, Dadu. He renamed it Beiping and declared a new dynasty, the Ming. But the Mongols were not defeated entirely. They withdrew beyond the Great Wall and reorganized under a new name, the Northern Yuan. In the vast grasslands of Mongolia, they continued to claim the mandate of heaven. Their leader, Khan Tögüs Temür, a descendant of the great Khans, vowed to reclaim the throne of China. Zhu Yuanzhang, now the Hongwu emperor, knew peace would not last. The Northern Yuan still raided Chinese borders, seeking weakness. For 2 decades, the Ming launched repeated campaigns to drive the Mongols further north. But the threat endured. In 1387, the emperor made a fateful decision. It was time to destroy the Mongols, utterly. Among the Ming's rising commanders was General Lan Yu, a fierce and loyal warrior who had risen through the ranks under the Hongwu emperor. Known for his bold tactics and iron discipline, he became one of the most trusted generals in the empire's early campaigns. That year, General Lan Yu led Ming forces against the Uriankai horde in Manchuria, led by the warlord Nagachu. The Ming victory was total. The surrender of Nagachu cleared the northeastern frontier and opened the road to Mongolia. It was now or never. In December of 1387, the Hongwu emperor summoned Lan Yu after gaining valuable intel from a Yuan defector. He gave him command of a massive army with most sources estimating around 150,000 strong and a single command: hunt down Khan Tögüs Temür and destroy the Northern Yuan. Lan Yu's army crossed the Great Wall in the dead of winter. They passed Daning, then Qingzhou, pressing into the barren wastelands of the Gobi Desert. The campaign was brutal. Bitter winds inflicted bruises. Food ran short. But still, they marched. Intelligence reached Lan Yu. Khan Tögüs Temür was camped at Buer Lake with his royal camp, known as Ordu. But when the Ming arrived, the camp was nowhere in sight. Lan Yu grew anxious. His army had marched hundreds of miles. Supplies were dwindling. Some officers urged retreat. At a critical moment, when the army faltered after failing to locate the enemy, a subordinate General Wang Bi urged Lan Yu not to retreat. He reminded the command that turning back after such a long and costly march would be a grave mistake. His counsel revived the army's resolve. Lan Yu gave the order to press on, and soon after, scouts located the Mongol camp hidden to the northeast of Buer Lake. This location chosen for its strategic advantages, offering access to water sources and the open steppe terrain, favorable for Mongol cavalry maneuvers. On the night of May 17th, a sandstorm swept across the steppe, cloaking the landscape in darkness and dust. Under cover of the storm, the Ming army moved into position, and at first light, they attacked. The Northern Yuan were caught off guard. Tögüs Temür's warriors awoke to screams, fire, and steel. Ming cavalry stormed into the Ordu, slashing through stunned resistance. Panic gripped the Mongol camp. Princes fell. Guards were overrun. The Khan, realizing the battle was lost, fled into the wilderness with a small Mongol force. When the dust settled, the scale of the Ming victory became clear. The Khan's family, his court, his nobles, all captured. Alongside them, a trove of livestock, treasure, and the very seal of the Northern Yuan. Most historical sources state that the Ming captured over 77,000 people and tens of thousands of animals. General Lan Yu had delivered a crushing blow to the Mongols. At Buer Lake, he destroyed the last organized military resistance of the Northern Yuan within China's reach. What followed was no longer a unified threat. Meanwhile, the Khan fled west towards Karakoram, but was attacked near the Tul River by Yesudar, a descendant of Arik Boka, an ally of the Oirats. He was killed with his son, while Yesudar declared himself Great Khan. But after Tögüs Temür's death, the central authority of the Great Khans collapsed, and the line of succession became unclear. This event led to the rise of the Oirats on the Mongolian plateau. General Lan Yu returned to Nanjing in triumph. He was made Duke of Liang and hailed as a hero. But imperial favor is fickle. Within 5 years, the emperor who praised him had him executed, accused of plotting treason. With the loss of their Khan and elite, the Mongols fragmented. The Tumids, the Oirats, all jostled for power, but none could match the unity they had once known. Never again would a Mongol emperor sit on the Chinese throne. And so, the Battle of Buir Lake passed into legend, and in the quiet ripples of that northern lake, 1,000 years of conquest faded into silence. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more.